Hi everybody, I'm Wendy Musielak, your current DCBA president. I'm here today at the courthouse to tour the new courtroom 3011, the one that's set up for jury trials to safely socially distance. Judge Popejoy is going to be joining me in a few moments to give me a tour, but we're excited to be here in the courthouse today. We have the opportunity to see the courtroom. We're going to give you an inside look so that you're able to see everything that's going on, all the technology there, and the ability to actually have a jury trial safely in today's world. And we have now been joined by Chief Judge Popejoy, who's going to give us an opportunity to see the new courtroom.
Yeah, thank you all. We're very excited with this. We call it our jewel courtroom in 3011. You'll hear more discussion about it when I do the state of the courthouse. But we're very excited about the prospects for this. This courtroom is going to be able us to handle every type of case, every large size case, medical malpractice, felony, multi-party or the like, efficiently, socially distanced, and in a way that will benefit all the parties, all the litigants, the attorneys, the jurors, and of course our judicial system. So come on in, welcome, 3011. As you can see from the size of this room, it's about 2,500 square feet. We have 14 socially distanced jury chairs. We have 16 socially distanced gallery seating. These in the future can be filled in so we can increase the size of the gallery. And then additionally, we have 4 counsel tables that we can move around, all socially distanced if need be. If we only have 2 parties, we can take them out of the room to give a little more elbow room up there, but the ability to handle all resources for any trial that comes about. So come on in, we'll show you the well of the courtroom. I think it's important to note that for calendar year 2020, a lot of changes needed to be developed very, very, very quickly. Starting in April, we had to figure out what are we going to do. And that's just originally conceptualizing what needed to be done. From that, concrete plans. From that, bidding out, construction issues and the like. From that, formal construction, cleaning up, furniture, everything that was being done to now have this courtroom as well as other courtrooms which we have retrofitted to make acceptable for social distancing activities. It's the work of former Chief Judge Dan Garrett. He's the one that planned all this. He's the one that did all this in conjunction with our trial court administrator Suzanne Armstrong and Mark Thomas, who's involved with the facilities here. It's that threesome. It's that trio of people that put all this together, planned it, built it out, and now I'm the lucky guy that gets to show and open it up. But I couldn't have done it without the 3 amazing jobs that were done by those 3 amazing people. Ready?
So, Judge Popejoy, when we're looking at this, you mentioned these are the 4 counsel tables. There's some computers on here, and I think Mark's going to come in and explain that a little more.
He is.
But did you guys have a first trial in here already, or is that starting next week?
No, trials were scheduled starting this past Monday on March 1st. I think we had up to 8 trials that we had ready to go, and amazingly, everything went away. Things either were settled, or there was dismissals, or there were non-suits, or there were plea agreements from a felony or misdemeanor point of view. We only had 1 trial that was ready to go that didn't, because we had some witnesses that were uncomfortable coming in to the building, elderly couple that had not been vaccinated. So we're showing respect and concern for people in that regard. But our primary issue is we've got up to 8 cases ready to go every week. We have 4 courtrooms ready to go every week. And if your case is scheduled, you're going to go. That's the direction that's coming from me to my presiding judges. That's the direction from the presiding judges to the trial court judges. We're ready to go. Our litigants deserve it. Our litigants deserve to have their final day in court and have some finality to this tough year where everything's been continued from a trial point of view. We're ready to go. We're a leader in this state as far as being ready to go. And we're going to show this state what can be done by our 18th judicial system.
You had mentioned earlier that there's a separate room for sidebars.
Yeah, I'm going to let Mark get into that a little bit, but there is the ability up from the bench to turn off the microphone system in here transferred over to a separate room outside of this room, and all sidebars can be done with the attorneys, fully recorded, court's not handling it all, out of the context of any party that could hear anything in regard to safety.
Should we have Mark go through some of the technology of
Why
all
don't
of this?
This is Mark Thomas. He's in charge of facilities, and he'll walk through some of the technical aspects of things.
All right.
Thank you, Mark.
Thanks, Mark.
So this courtroom obviously, as the chief had explained, is all socially distanced and ADA compliant. We have incorporated in this courtroom as well as 42 other courtrooms, new technology. We have in this courtroom multiple screens that are on the walls. We have a monitor located at the judge's bench as well as a witness stand. So evidence can be presented. It'll be sent to the chief or to the judge's bench. They can review it and go ahead and decide to publish it. Once they publish it, then it can stream to these monitors, to the witness, as well as if we're participating via Zoom, to their far end. If someone is participating via Zoom in a hybrid setting, they will show up on these screens as well. Talking about the sidebar, we have created a conference room adjacent to this room where people can stand socially distanced. We have a microphone system in there. We'll pick up everything and record it as stated, but it's completely muted in here in way of white noise to prevent anyone from hearing that information.
Nice.
The HVAC system in this building has been completely upgraded. We have UVC and bipolar ionization that's been installed up in the air handling units. So we'll filter and clean all the air before it passes into the building.
Nice. And then these are the computers that the attorneys can use.
Right.
For
evidence presentation, all you need to do is plug in your HDMI cable from your laptop into your computer, and then when you want to present, you just let the judge know, I'd like to present some evidence. They have a touch screen at their bench, and they can go ahead and select your computer, they can see it, review it, and then decide whether or not to publish it.
And then you can see from in the back there all the plexiglass for the witness and everybody else who's over there to protect them as well.
Correct. So not only this courtroom, but 42 other courtrooms we introduced this technology.
Very nice.
You know, one of the things that is a secondary issue that isn't thought about a lot, we have this beautiful courtroom. We have three other courtrooms ready to go to trials. We have socially distanced jury chairs. But when the deliberations come, how do we get a socially distanced room for the 12 deliberating jurors? You know, our rooms in the past could fit 12 people, but not socially distanced. So we had to provide special accommodations for our jury deliberations. One of them is right around the corner from 3011. We just walked out the hallway, and here is our jury deliberation room for 3011. Now, as you can see, this is a socially distanced room for a deliberating jury. This is the amount of room that we need. And this is one of the problems that a lot of circuits are having in how to make these plans. Some are literally, the jury is staying in the courtroom and they'll lock the courtroom and everybody else leaves. That's the only large room that they have for those things. We're able to get them in here and deliberate appropriately here. We have hand sanitizer units on the table and a large unit here, and we have the entire area for them to deliberate. Now, the interesting thing to note, we did have a couple of jury trials in October and November at the criminal level, courtroom 4000. And we used a big conference room up there that we could get everybody in with a big long table. Well, when the sheriff came in, there was a question or the like, and had to interrupt him for a minute. He came in, they were all sitting down at the end of the table together deliberating. Now, what they do once they deliberate, that's their call. But we're providing a socially distanced availability for them. And that's what's necessary to ensure their safety in regard to this. Obviously, all of this is a learning curve. And everybody needs patience, understanding, and just taking it down a little bit to take it a little slower than what we might normally do to get things together. For instance, you got a bunch of old judges like me. I'm 70 years old. I'm still figuring out the days before there was emails and cell phones and the like. Now we have a little control screen up on top. Which table is going? Which is going this? Where's the evidence going? Does it go to the witness? Does it get published to the jury? Does it not do this? This, that, and the other. we're all going through a learning curve too. And when you have one of these trials that comes into one of these courtrooms, we're going to have some technology staff available to not only assist us as judges the first time we're doing something with this, but to assist you as lawyers when you come in. How will I do this? How will I get that evidence up to the bench? There'll be some judges, they'll say, hey, I don't know, we're going to figure it out today. Well, we'll have technology staff here to help out. But we want to make this something where all of these trials can now go. And we want to protect the attorney's rights into it, the litigants' rights into it, and make it a smooth procedure for the benefit of our jurors. And I think this will all proceed appropriately.